Hello and welcome to day 20 challenge. Day 20, right, our 10 minutes. Goodness, we're going to do a forward bend and keeping with the theme for the week, but this time we're going to do it in standing. The madness never ends. Okay, Pars Anasana, which is an intense side stretch. Really boring name. Kind of like, think maybe a near scissor standing forward bend would be much more. So that's where we're going to. I'd suggest it's often done with this at the back, yeah, and the hands together, but in prayer position. If you want to do that, by all means. If you want to do something like that, it is challenging on the balance, but that's too intense. Go for something like that behind the back. But it naturally wants to push your front ribs forwards. So I'm going to say keep them back, and I'm going to say keep your hands here, maybe keep your elbows tucked in, and we're going to come forwards and using the hands to give us some idea of what's going on in the pelvis, because it kind of wants to do that up here and sort of forwards there. Anyway, there's a companion piece to discuss some of the options using a chair. I like to use a block for my back foot. You don't have to, foot in the ground is fine. Anyway, that's where we're going. Let's start with downward dog. Give the shoulders time, listen to what's coming back from the body. Bend the knees to help you get in there. And I don't want us to really come into chaturanga. You're just going to come forwards, ease off on the shoulders and then back in. Sit bones high, stay high on the balls of the feet. Big toes, big toes pointing forwards. And if you can't help from the slide, take a hold of the mat. And there we go. And into tabletop. Knees over hips, feet in line with knees, and there's the cow. And the cat stretch. And the tummy lift on the cat stretch. And pan out into the cow. Lifted, switched on, shortened, not gripped. And let it pay out in the other direction. Just waking up our movements in our back. Okay. And have a stand up, close to the wall, fingertips to the wall, come back into that's my imaginary wall, half Uttanasana. Lengthening through the back. So it's okay to be up a little higher. I want to get my arms in line with my shoulders, and I want to be able to get straight through the whole of the back. Hiya, birds. What do you got? Yeah, and then when you're ready, you can let go, take a hold of the elbows, let yourself bend forwards and down. Yeah. So we start to recognise that from the forward bends, don't we? Lengthening, 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 and then we do the forward and down. That becomes more important when we move on to doing some sort of gentle back bend work, perhaps next week. Downward dog. Just walk forward, step back, or whatever way you need to come into it. There we go. And forwards. Step the hands back. Uttanasana. Hands to your hips, straight back, and then follow your sternum all the way up. Prasarita Padottanasana. I'm going to use what gets called for bricks. They used to be more brick-like. Okay. They used to be specially made by your local joiner friend. Anyway, from Offcuts. And so against the whole of the pelvis coming forwards. It's that same movement that we're going to be looking for. It's just again, and I've gone wide with my arms here, feeling the need to widen across here. So yeah, so we're going to, it's that same movement in the pelvis that we're going to do in Parsvattanasana next. But the legs then, so you got one leg going forwards, one leg going back. So I'm getting length through the spine. Long up both sides. Sternum lengthening forward, sit bones working back. And I'm going to come in and up. Hands to the hips, straight back. You can bend your knees if you want. Okay, there's more to be done there. And go back in. Hamstrings are still feeling it after the deep work of the forward bends. Okay, hands to the floor. I've done a little sacrifice, 1, 2 to get there. Anything like that, if you have to do a left, right, see if you, next time you can do a right, left. You know. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but it keeps you entertained, keeps you thinking about it. Kneecaps lifting. Let's see then, can I? No, I'm happier being out here and bending from there. So it's okay to find a compromise. You know, I'm feeling too unstable back here to do the single line and the bend. Okay, which if you force it can make you sort of tighten up, but I can work here on lengthening and have a sense of stability. Yeah, and there we go. Anyway, come out and come up. Parsvattanasana. Now, if I hadn't just done the companion piece, there's no way I would be getting close to these. And let's see, I'm making the assumption I'm getting anywhere near them now. I'm going to use that for my back foot, but you can just have your back foot with your heel on the ground if you wish. If you have some support, I've still got a good grounded foot. It's not quite all the way forwards, but it's along. So if that's all the way forwards, it's probably there. Out from the, yeah. The extra height just helps me get the hips square towards the front and the start of the tailbone moving down. Okay, lift. I'm going to keep the thumbs here, webs of the hands to help me work out what's going on in the pelvis. And it's the whole of the pelvis that needs to come forwards. Kneecaps lifting, front thighs lifting. Now, oops. If I didn't have that block, I might be struggling to keep the heel down. And lengthen through the spine. Check out the companion for a bit more detail. I'm trying to keep that length through the back, and let's come up off the blocks. And again, whole of the pelvis. See if I can control it a bit better. To the blocks, I'm still a little bit of a lost the balance there. Lengthen through the back, active legs. And I'm going to bend my knee to come up just to give it a little bit more. Just feels a need for a bit more care. Okay. Bend it just to make sure I've activated the muscles above it and below it. And yeah, keep it in a more sort of protected range. So all part of listening to your body and listening to what it's not up for maybe. So third time coming in. Inhale, I'm going to let myself bend forwards like we do in our forward bends. And you're just letting go towards the floor, although you're coming towards the leg by default. Really lovely to have the stability of the bricks here. I'm going to come out foot. Let's just reset the height there. And 3 times, and we'll call that 10 minutes. Okay, so you can keep the elbows in if you like, but avoid pushing the ribs forwards. And it's just my heel on the back, not the whole of the arch. That could be the whole of the arch like that's a bit, can be a bit irritating. Obviously, if you have a bit of hypermobility going on, I recommend that you keep either a deliberate bend, either one you can see, and as you get better, you're coming more towards a straight leg. Yeah. But you have to be strong enough to maintain it, be astute enough to find it. Okay, so if you need to, and if you see, if I bend that, I can lengthen that back a little. Yeah, I've taken now you're trying to straighten it again. And I'm going to bend it to come up. And then again, back leg strong as you go. You can really play around with the stretch at the top of the hamstring. So 3rd time coming in. Try and that's it, get the right action in the pelvis, back of the neck long, and exhale. And gravity will help. Again, with the soft tissue if you need to. Lengthen the tummy. Okay, bend the leg and come up. Step the feet together, back to Tadasana. Now, if I was continuing on with that, I would be sitting down, probably do Tadasana, sitting on the block with the belt forwards into Paschimottanasana. Maybe a wide-legged, yeah. There we go. Okay, day 20, congratulations, well done everybody. I shall see you tomorrow, and all things being equal, namaste. Thank you.